Lord is in his holy place. Let all the earth be silent. Come on, let's just lift up the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. If you love him, just give him a wave offering on this morning. Hallelujah. Truly, the Lord is worthy of all of the praise, all of the honor, and all of the glory. Hallelujah. I don't know about you, but I'm glad to be in the number just one more time. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. We say good morning to Victory Life Center. We say good morning to those who are visiting by way of live stream. We are glad that you are there, but we certainly wish that you were here. But we're going to ask that you join in with us on praise and worship this morning. And right where you are, you can just lift your hands up to the Lord. Give him praise, give him honor, and give him glory. Hallelujah. Let's lift to the Lord in prayer. Dear Father God, Lord, it's once again we come to say thank you, God. We thank you, Lord, for another day, God. We thank you, Lord, for brand new beginnings, oh God. We thank you for brand new mercies, oh God. Father God, we honor you today, Lord. And before we ask you for anything, God, we just say thank you, oh God. Father God, we thank you for who you are, God. We thank you, Lord, because you hold all power, God, in your hand, oh God. Father, now we ask that you reign in this place, God. Come tabernacle with us, oh God. Lord, this morning, Lord. Father God, I ask that you send your Holy Spirit, God, in this place right now, God. Move, God. Let your anointing fall, God, in this place, oh God. Have your way, oh God. Breathe on us, oh God. And Father, as you breathe on us, God, let us, Lord God, manifest in your glory, oh God. Father, we thank you, God. Touch the man who will bring the word on this morning, oh God. Touch them, God. Different ways there, oh God. Remember those, Lord, who desire to be here but cannot be here, oh God. Touch them in the name of Jesus. Remember those who are on their way, God. We say thank you, God. We praise you, God. We lift you up, oh God. These are all blessings we ask in your Son, Jesus' name. Come on, Victory Life Center, put your hands together and give God praise.
Let it rise among. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Lord.
Oh. Hallelujah. I will sing to the Lord. He is my strength and my song. He is my God. I will praise Him all the day long. Forevermore. Coming out of the Thanksgiving weekend, I'm sure all of us have something to be thankful for. Come on, if you just thankful for if you're thankful that He woke you up this morning, just wave your hand. Didn't have to be this way. Could have been a different way, amen. Hallelujah. I'm thankful for seeing two of the young people. I haven't seen their faces in a long time. It's good to see you. So I know that God has been good to you. Hallelujah. Last time I saw you were little people. Now you're big people. Probably working, and God is good. And I'm thankful for you this morning. I'm thankful to see you. And it's always good to see you. My drum playing buddy. Hallelujah. So if you don't mind just worshiping the Lord a little bit with us this morning. Because we are some grateful folks. Grateful. Hallelujah. Jesus. Pastor preached this morning. And you just used two little words. He said, be kind. Sometimes it takes a real decision to be kind to somebody. That is Sister Burrow. We were talking about that. So this week, if you remember nothing else, keep that be kind, be gentle on your mind, God.
Come on, all over the building, people say that. Come on, get victorious today. He's deserving of all our hallelujahs.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
He's deserving of our best praise. Bless the Lord. Go ahead and give God your best praise right there. Bless the Lord. Bless the Lord for his loving kindness and his tender mercies. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. So it's good to be back in the house of the Lord one more time. Let's welcome you again. Viewing by way of live stream. Thank you for being there. Certainly grateful to God for those who are in the house who come today, that we might lift up the name of Jesus, because he still says that if he's lifted, he'll draw all men unto himself. Let me start by saying, first, after good morning and welcome to the worship experience. Prayerfully that you had a great Thanksgiving day. Thank those of you who pressed your way out that morning to be a part of the worship experience. For you, that we would be a people who would be about praising our God, because we have so many things to praise him for waking us this morning and starting us on our way and keeping us even in this moment. We have so much to thank him for. Also, we ask that you keep governing yourselves according to the announcements. Don't forget that this Wednesday we resume the fall revival. This will be the last night for the month of November. So we invite you to come as the Reverend Howard K. Hammond is going to be here at the Springdale Community Church, share with us, and I'm sure that he has a word for us for this season. So we invite you to come. You don't want somebody to tell your child you should have been here. So the best way to beat that is to be here. Be the best. Be in the number on Wednesday evening that we prepare to conclude this year's fall revival. Then on the 8th of December, Letitia Leaks, one of our own, is going to be here releasing a single on Friday night, 8th of December. We're inviting all of you to come and be a part of that 7 to 9 p.m. 7 to 9 p.m. on December the 8th. Let's come and support her. Saturday, December the 9th, the church conference beginning at 11 o'clock immediately after the Saturday class. And then there's a misprint in the program. First Lady's Tea is going to be 13 January 2018, so not December the 9th of 2018. First Lady's Tea will happen, so certainly she invited you to come to be a part of that. If you get a chance, don't forget to read in the program. Thank you. Y'all put your hands together. Let's celebrate Tavion Bryce. He gave us some good advice and getting good grades. Good education is important, and getting good grades. If you want to get good grades in school, you should pay close attention to your teacher. Somebody sitting in your row probably need to hear that, Tavion. And take good notes. Try to stay focused on the lesson being taught. Do not be the class clown or talk when others are talking. If you want to pass your test, you should study your review notes or your study guide. Listen and pay attention. If you talk while the teacher is giving review notes, you're going to miss something. In other words, Tavion says, shut up. If you are having a hard time and don't understand, ask plenty of questions. You should always do your homework because missing assignments can cause you to get a bad grade. Always get good rest. Oh, wow. Always get good rest the night before you're taking the test. If you do your best in school, you should get good grades. Y'all put your hands together for Tavion. Where's Tavion? Be in the house. Stand up, Tavion. Stand up. Yes, Tavion. Thank you, Tavion. And Pastor Bay, I'm sure Pastor Bay shared that with you guys. All of the young people, if you want to share something, get it written up, get it submitted, and then on the fourth Sunday we submit it. We get an overabundance of them. We'll run them every other Sunday except for the first Sunday. So help us out. So we thank God for young people who have ideas and some wisdom of getting good grades. Thanks again to Tavion. I want to say happy birthday greetings to Javon Corney Jr. on the 27th. Danny Ellis on the 28th. Maya Hawkins on the 29th. Carmen Sweet on the 29th. And Tonya Cooper on the 2nd of December. Happy birthday to you and to you. God bless you. We are well as you celebrate your birthday. And if you're celebrating a birthday by way of the internet, we say happy birthday greetings to you this week as well. Pray the Lord will bless you. We are well. As you celebrate yet another year of life. And don't forget to give God praise because it is He who is keeping you and you're not keeping yourself. And so certainly grateful to God. This being the fourth Sunday, we're going to get out of the way. We're going to invite our youth pastor to come. He's going to come in his own way to break the bread of life, to share with us what it is that God would have us to know on this fourth Sunday in November 2017. The cameramen are getting ready. Y'all want me to give them a stationary mic? They're not listening to me. Y'all want me to give him a stationary mic so he can't move? I can take his headset off. Put this mic here so y'all can follow him. Y'all ready? Are we ready? Let's receive our own youth pastor, Reverend Dean.
Hey, being like, oh yeah, a little bit more, like I say, for commercial, a little bit more, just a little bit more. A little bit more, right there. Cool. Good morning. Good morning. These guys, cameramen. I guess I shouldn't move, but usually I'm walking and talking anyway, so Lord, today probably not gonna happen. To God be the glory. We give honor to God for this opportunity to stand before you. Give honor to these super duper young people. Amen. Good to see you, Ryan. Thank you, Tavian, for that great write-up. I knew you could do it. Miss Livingston, my friend. And Mr. Livingston, my other friend. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us today. Amen. I certainly appreciate what Brother Ron did for my main man Q over here. You really hooked him up, man. And this one time with the message. Well, you did good this morning, man. I heard you. You did good. He's smiling so much, God wants me to come back over there and play again so he can continue to play as well. I'm going to have to do this, though. I have to do some work, so. Give honor to Pastor First Lady. Amen. Give honor to the super deacons and all of you super saints this morning. Not going to hold you guys long. You guys look like you want to go back home and eat more leftover turkey or whatever you have left over. So we're going to go ahead and move out of your way. If y'all see Sister Cooper looking like she's a little bit upset, then she roots for the one team that made San Francisco look good. And we want to oh, wait a minute, she has her co-pilot over there. They're wearing the stuff. They are wearing, can the cameraman get a close in on that as we get another L for the Giants today? Lions and Tigers and Bears, so like, you guys will take another L. I know this girl's going to text me this evening, like, yeah, you joining on our team, huh? Good to see you guys, good to see you. I'm not going to stand before you long. I want to talk with you young people. Just for a few minutes. Let me see how many. Oh, yeah. 15, that's all I need, maybe 20. Let's go to Genesis, the book of beginnings. Make it real easy, Riley. We're going just to Genesis, but we need two chapters of Genesis. We need Genesis 37, and we need Genesis 41. We're going to talk about the beginning and the end, and then we're going to fill it up in the middle as one example, okay? So Genesis 37 is your first assignment. Genesis 41 will be your second assignment. We'll read, we'll say what we believe God is saying. I promise you, I was real close to calling the pastor yesterday and said, man, I can't do this. I was this close. Really? Yeah. I said, God, whatever you gonna do. Bless him, Lord. And he began to talk about some things, and so I was like, oh, well, I guess if you put it that way. It wasn't because I had an attitude or anything. It just wasn't me. I can't do the 11th hour. I need like about 40 of them. So I can't do the 11th hour, I start getting nervous. I said, God, whatever you gonna do, there's too much going on up in here. Genesis 37, Genesis 41, your two assignments. All right, God is sounding off. That's what I like to hear. That's what we like to hear. We want you to see what. Oh, there's my buddy Auntie back there. Auntie, I don't want you to feel like I left you out of the loop. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Auntie. Pop, how you doing this morning? Good to see you, sir. My main man, 50 grand. Everybody's good? I'm going to start with verse 3 in Genesis 37. Now, Israel loved Joseph more than all his children because he was the son of his old age. Chris. Also, he made him a coat of many colors. But when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all his brothers, they hated him and could not speak peaceably to him. Now Joseph had a dream, and he told it to his brothers, and they hated him even more. Jump over to Genesis 41. I'm going to pick up at verse 34. And verse 34 says, "Let Pharaoh do this." This is Joseph speaking, by the way. "And let him appoint officers over the land, and take up the 5th part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years. And let them gather all the food of those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. And that food shall be stored, and that food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine. And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom the Spirit of God is? And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, for as much as God hath showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all the people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou. You may have your seats. After your knees finish bending, I go ahead and pray. Father God, we thank you for this word. If only you can do it. And it is your word, Lord God. It is your word and your word alone, Lord God. So hide me, Lord God. Encourage us through your word, Lord God, as we live our lives, Lord God. Help us, Lord God, to find you in your word, Lord God. Guide us, Lord God, for your word tells us, Lord God, that we're not leaning up to our own understanding. But in all our ways, we are to acknowledge you, Lord God. So we're acknowledging you right now, Lord God, that you will guide our steps, lead the way. Light the pathway, Lord God, so that we can see the direction we shall go. It's in Jesus' precious and holy name we pray. Amen and amen. Amen. Young people, I'm just going to talk to y'all because they already have this. So it's just on you guys now. If you're writing something down, this is what you're going to write down. Keep your dreams alive. Keep your dreams alive. That's why it was so important what Brother Ron did for Brother Q. When Brother Q was trying to play the congas, he was vertically challenged at this moment. He was trying to reach the congas, and Brother Ron took it upon himself to get him an apparatus that would allow him to be just a tad bit taller, so that he could see the congas which he was playing. It did not stop him from playing, but Brother Ron assisted him in making his dream come true. More importantly, keeping his dream alive. And just like Brother Q, who, according to his mother, plays everything in the house. Everything is a drum. Congo, tambourine, triangle, whatever it is. I bet you play with the silverware, don't you? You probably sit at the table, and if not, I'm messing you up right now. You probably sit at the table, and the table becomes a drum wherever you go, because that is your dream. And it is your responsibility to keep your dream alive.
That's all right.
No one else can keep your dream alive but you. God has given you the ability to do things, young people, whether it is to write, whether it is to draw, whether it is to be a great athlete, whether it is to be a great arguer, or whether you take things apart around the house, whether you cut teddy bears open, whatever it is. Because you might be a lawyer, you may be a doctor, I don't know. Maybe you like to just keep climbing up steps and stuff. Maybe you want to be an astronaut, I don't know. Whatever it is, keep your dreams alive. Does this make sense so far? Okay. I just want to make sure this is making sense. What is a dream? A dream is a succession of images, thoughts, or emotions passing through the mind during sleep. The sleeping state is when this occurs. Young people, your life, your lifeline, and your purpose are attached to your dreams. Your life, your lifeline, and your purpose for being on earth in the first place are attached to your dreams. That's why there's so many dreams that have tombstones. But that won't be said of you, because I'm certain that you know what your dreams are. You know what your ambitions are. The point is, you cannot let anyone stop you from achieving your dream. I need you to understand that there are those. God knows they are there. And we're going to talk about some of those people today who will discourage your dream. Yeah. And if the truth be told, can I just step out there a little bit further? And the reason why they'll discourage you, they really do love you. They're not trying to hurt you. They might not have discovered theirs either.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the other side of that coin. Usually we just put the coin up on, the one side of the coin since they love you. They do love you. But they're so afraid that if that dream fails, what are you going to do? Little did they forget that they instilled enough in you, preach, Bray, I'm already preaching, that you ought to be able to stand. I'm moving, y'all. That you ought to be able to stand no matter what it is you do.
That's right, that's right.
And then you will encounter, I didn't move around too much, pitfalls on the course of getting to your dream.
Thank you,
It does not mean that you're not going to get there. That's just part of the journey. Does it make sense? Okay, so your dreams include your purpose. Your purpose includes your existence. It's not about what you can do alone, but it's about who you serve and how you can bring God glory through the dream that He put in you in the first place, through the ability that He put there before the foundations of the world.
Thank you.
It's going to happen, Davion. It will happen. There will be side roads. They look like the easy way out. You usually see, because you don't drive, Tavion, I can talk to you. You'll understand what I'm saying. You usually ride, well, I can't talk to you because the person that you ride down the street with, she'll sit in the traffic. Lord, when is it? Oh, Father, when is it going to let up? We going to get there when you just got to keep driving straight. Now, she's telling you the truth. You just got to keep driving straight. Don't get off the highway. If you ride with me, I'm going to take a shortcut. I'm going to jump off right there at Richie Marlboro Road. We're going to go all the way around. But if she and I were riding side by side, we'll probably get to the place at the same time. We just went the long way. And in life, sometimes you'll take those side roads and you end up going the long way instead of getting right to where you need to be. It's all about keeping your dream alive.
Thank you.
So let's look at our friend Joseph here. I want to talk to you about some of the people who that's somebody's dream. And somebody sat there, right? They were trying to figure out ways to entertain their child, and they invented something that would talk through whatever that little gadget is that I just heard. And that's their dream. And of course, you know, when I get ready to go and do whatever I do at work, when I'm at work, they'll be sitting at home watching Jerry. And stuff up. That's about it.
Wow.
You ready? So people who have not identified their purpose and or dreams, young people, hear me well. People who have not, this is not a point. This is just something for you to know. So if you want to write it down, I'll say it slow, because you might need this later. Some of y'all gonna need it this afternoon. People who have not identified their purpose and or dreams will find fault and issue with those who have identified
Yes, they will.
their dreams.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will.
What you said again, Ms. Livingston, because it looked like it was just so deep, you were like, oh my Lord. Let me say it again, Ms. Livingston, just for you and for you only. People who have not identified their purpose and or dreams will find fault and issue with those who have identified their purpose and or dreams. And your question, Ms. Livingston, because you want to know, because you're very inquisitive, you want to know. You have to know everything. You have to. I'm not picking on you. It's just that you're here and I can see you because I have my glasses on. You have to know. Why do they do that? Some people are envious.
That's right.
That does not mean that they're jealous. And I'll say this often. Jealous people fear of losing what they have. Do you have a cell phone in your pocket right now? What kind of phone is it? What was it again?
iPhone.
It's an iPhone. So you really have an iPhone. Okay, praise God. So, now, if you were to lose that, if somebody walked up and took that phone, they're jealous because you have it and they don't. I'm sorry, that's an envious person. They want to take what you already have. If you see somebody with like an X, and you want theirs, you know, you might be a little bit jealous. You might go take it. So an envious person wants what you already have. A jealous person fears what they have being taken from them. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
A lot of times we intertwine the words, we use it the wrong way. So an envious person desires something that they don't have. A jealous person fears losing what they have. Can I tell you one more thing?
Wow.
Your greatest fear will always come upon you. Whenever you, listen, ain't no need on being a saved punk. Don't be afraid of nothing.
Break it down. Come on.
I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking in general, because I come across a lot of saved punks. In other words, they walk around bleeding the blood, and at the same token, they scared of everything and everything up under the roof. How in the world? You're supposed to be able to speak stuff.
That's right.
It amazes me. Spiritual wimptondom. 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 Not wisdom, Wimptondom. 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 Sister Terry, if I say it 2 more times, it's going to be in Webster's. Wimptondom. Wimptondom. Scared everything. But then as long as they're in the crowd, they say, look, I can't make this stuff up. That will not be none of you.
Wow.
That will be none of
That's
you.
right. Speak it.
The people envy you because you know your purpose. And they don't know their purpose yet. You're just excited because you happen to know your purpose. You make it look easy. Truth be told, you have a relationship with the Lord. The Lord has been talking to you just like he was talking to Joseph. Because Joseph was young. Joseph was 17.
Yes, he was.
I hear you. He was 17 when he was working.
That's right. Oh.
There you go looking over in the corner. What are you looking for, Sister Burrow? What you looking for? He went home. I can't believe you just did that. Lord, she looked over there for Isaiah. She gonna pick on Isaiah. I already knew what you was doing. I should have said that part. He was 17. I can't make this stuff up. He was 17, Miss Livingston, when he was working, had a job, and was doing what he was supposed to do. I'll get to that part in a few minutes. The people who don't know their purpose will sometimes make fun of you because you do know your purpose. They might even bully you. They'll call you names, hurtful names, very hurtful names. That is to discourage you from doing what it is that you know you are gifted to do. Keep your dream alive.
Right.
Keep your dream alive. Very important. God bless you. So, watch this. When you come across people like this that are envious, and they are coming against you, they're not going to come as one person. It's going to be quite a few. You're usually going to have, Tosh, you're familiar with this, you're probably familiar with it. Usually, you don't want to identify the ones who are standing there. It's going to be loud. There's always something loud out there. Yakety yak, don't talk that. I just told my age, Krista, don't worry, I'm older than you. So, people wait for that comment. They will talk, and they will talk amongst others. You know how they have identified themselves right now? As the people that you need to separate yourself from. Because they will talk your dream down. And before you know it, every time you run into a pitfall, trust me, you're going to hit them. They'll say, see, that's why you shouldn't be doing that in the first place. Before you know it, your dream is slowly dying. Because someone is talking to you, but they're talking against what it is that you know that you can do. See, let me just take that. Maybe I can't. Can you catch? My man Q answered. I'm glad he did. Now, what's so awesome about it is Q answered. Now, did you answer for Tavion or did you answer for you? You answered for you. You can catch. I'm not going to start that now. So, you can catch basketball or football, baseball, frisbee. You just catch. No matter what it is. So, now, if you drop the ball when somebody throws it to you, but I mean, your hands are so good until you just catch anything. If you drop it, does that mean you can't catch it? That just means you dropped it, right? Thanks for proving my point. Just because you run into a pitfall doesn't mean that you cannot do what it is that God has designed you to do. It just means you ran into a pitfall.
That's right. Thank you, Jesus.
And the youngest one demonstrated that. Oh, God, I didn't know Minister Burrow was going to be here when I wrote this. When you gave me this point, you knew this. Minister Burrow, it's already there. See, it's already there. I am not typing. I'm going to give you the scripture with me. Okay. Y'all want to go back to Genesis 37. D. Cooper is probably co-signing on the seat. Probably wants to tell the kids at school tomorrow. Okay. So we're talking about people who are given dreams. Y'all ready? This is probably something you might want to write down. Not a point, just something to think about. People who are given dreams are workers. They work. Watch this, Kiana. Watch this. Look at verse 2. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock. He was working. at 17, feeding the flock. Now, Joseph was not alone. He was working, if you look at this text, with his brethren. And the lad was with the sons of Bilhah and the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. So, yeah, Joseph snitched. That's what he did. Now, I need you to understand. Boy, that's what's hard about preaching some of this Old Testament stuff that you got to go with. You need to understand who Zilpah and Bilhah were. They were not on the upper echelon. They were side chicks. There's no other way to describe it. They were side chicks. And Lord, today, God, get me out of this. Please. It's broke. I'm going to say it. This might be the last time. You will never achieve what the main chick is going to give you. You're going to settle for being side chick. You quit. You're going to be what's on the side. You're going to be what's over here. You're going to get what are known as the leftovers and the crumbs. You are not going to get the bone. You ain't going to get the meat. You're going to get what's going in the garbage. Does that make sense?
Come on.
All right, so stuff right here right now. And so that's what those kids' problems was. They knew they were the product of a side chick. They the ones, Jesus, get me out of this. Oh, God, get me out of this. They the ones who begging for child support. I'm dead serious. They're the side chick. They're not getting. I'm trying to get you somewhere. I promise you. So when somebody comes to you and say, I'm involved, you say, and so and you're all right, and involve yourself on it.
That's right.
Involve self on. Involve yourself involved in your own involved business. Breach prayer already keep it moving. I ain't got nothing to do with you. I ain't gonna be no side chick. I'm not destined to be in the second chair, and I'm destined to be in the first chair. Does that make sense? I'm so far out there. Let's reel this back. Jesus, take it. We're talking about workers. Lord, today. We could. Okay, so that ain't gonna be y'all. Okay. When you find these people, those workers, they're always doing what they're supposed to be doing when they're supposed to be doing. That's what Joseph was doing. Joseph was getting his work done. Here's a thought for you, young people. So as you're working to keep your dream alive, stay busy. Find things that are attached to your dream and how to make your dream happen. You got the internet. Make it work for you. You got phones that you don't pay the bill on. Make it work for you. I mean, you ain't paying for the data. So after you do your homework, because you know there are such things as priorities. So you got homework, then you do some research on your dream. So if your dream is to do hair or to make hair, whatever, make it work for you. Look up on to how to make this thing work for you, whether it's Brazilian hair or, am I right with that? Because that's the expensive junk, right? Yeah, I heard some people at work talk about that. I said, well, no. What happened to the Brazilian women? They just walk around jacked up while y'all wearing their hair. I mean, I'm just trying to figure this out. So they got the Brazilian hair, they got somebody else's hair, and somebody else. Now, so the Brazilian hair is supposed to be very expensive. So now you have to figure out a way where you can tap into that market if hair is your thing. No, Tasha, I'm not going to talk about power. So watch this. Stay busy. Complete your tasks. All of them. Whatever task you're given, young people, complete your task. Do your best. And don't get caught up with the wrong crowd. And more importantly, don't do as the crowd is doing. Follow your instructions that you're given to a T. Follow them to the T. God says do it this way, do it this way. Whenever you try to veer off to do it another way, you take one of those side roads. Now you hit other traffic. Now you're in a town that the sheriff and the judge are the same person because you took what you thought was a shortcut. It's not working out for you because you got pulled over for a tail light. It wasn't broken. Now it's broken. Now you got to deal with the judge and the magistrate and the sheriff. They all the same person. And the mayor. Strong possibility you're in trouble because you took the wrong turn. And all you had to do was stay straight. Does that make sense? Yeah, that was a movie. It was called Nothing But Trouble. It was a movie. Some people will realize, and this is good, we're going to spend a little time with this. Some people, you probably write something down. Where my writer go? She went to the bathroom. Write this down for her. I carry it in this way, she'll know. I know you're going to put it in your phone, I already know. Some people will realize that you know your dreams, and they will speak down on you and your dreams. This is scripture. We just read it. Watch this, because you think I'm making this stuff up. Look at verse 4. You already at Genesis 37, right? You already there. Watch this. When his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him. Watch. See? And could not speak peaceably unto him. That's sad. This wasn't a stranger. This was their brothers. So they couldn't, Tasha, they couldn't come together for dinner, but they can come together to go against Joseph. Little did they know, down the road, the one that they cast out was the one that they needed. Right. This form of speaking down is not going to come by way of constructive criticism. As a matter of fact, it's going to be destructive criticism. They're going to speak bad about the things that you aspire to do. They're going to find a fault in everything that you set out to do. Don't be surprised when they call you names for wanting to do what it is that you are aspiring to do. Please understand, it can make the journey tougher because now you have to find a way to work through the pain. You have to find a way to work through the criticism. You have to find a way to work when it hurts. Still complete your task. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Some people are better off when they are at a great distance from you.
Yes, sir.
Especially if they have not already realized their potential. Does it make sense? And please understand, when these people are speaking bad on you, talking down on your dreams, let me say it one more time to the next way you hear it. They may not mean you harm, but in fact, they might not mean you any good either. Does it make sense? I'll give you a scripture that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So Moses had this issue. He was on the mount. Joshua was in the valley fighting. Right? They fight, Tosh. They duking it out. As long as Moses' arms was out, Israelites were winning. Moses' arms got heavy, Israelites were losing. Now Joshua is fighting, but his people are losing because Moses is like this, arms can't stay up. Moses has to make a split decision. How do I get my arms up? The Bible never says he asked for Aaron and her to step in. But Aaron and her supported the dream. They got on board with, let's get to the promised land by any means necessary. Do what we have to do. So if we have to hold your arms up, we'll hold your arms up because we want to win. Those are the type of people that you want in your corner. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. This is for the haters, so that you can write this down. I don't want to call them haters. This is for those who, let me not call them haters. People who may speak down on your dreams and stuff like that. All right, so watch this. Remember, words do hurt. And words, if you let them, can kill dreams. In spite of the criticism and negative behaviors towards you, keep pressing towards your goal in life. Keep your dream alive. That's your responsibility. Okay? If you want to be the next person who's making clothes and shoes, and if you want to be, if your aspirations are to make shoes that are greater than whoever's out there, what's that guy, Jimmy Choo, you want to make stuff better than him, okay, then you have to stay on your task. And, watch this, if you want to get better than him, you have to make sure that you keep your name right.
Come on.
You have to keep your name right. That's very important. You have to keep your name right. You have to keep your reputation out of trouble. You have to do things that are pleasing in the sight of God, and they also are pleasing in the sight of man. It's amazing how number 44 sent out a Thanksgiving message, and they got more tweets and retweets and more likes than the guy that's in there currently. And the guy that's in there currently got upset. Don't be big babies, please. Please don't be big baby. I hope you come and get me. I'm saying, please come get me. I'm right here. Come get me. I'm giving you my address. Come get me, please. So, I ain't kidding. So, watch this. When you hang out or you're invited to the party and you have not completed your priorities, there's going to be another party. There's going to be another hangout. Get your priorities done first. Now, how do I prioritize my priorities? Good question. Which one is needed right now versus which one is wanted right now? Okay, so the party is wanted right now. You don't necessarily need, let me say this slowly, you don't need to go to every function. Some functions you don't belong at because the wrong crowd will show up. And you did not know that they were going to be there. And you know, in y'all's age group, listen. Let me hear. So, let me hear. So, when I was younger, these jokers would just fight. And that's it. You know, I don't know what Katop is, but he'll tell you, you know, y'all have gang activities in y'all school. Our gangs, Go ahead. Our gangs look like us. We didn't, Chris, I talked to you because you can understand. You talk to Tasha because she wanted to do that. Our gangs look like us. You had Sea Pleasant, you had Palmer Park, you had Glen Ard. They probably didn't do well in the same school, but we somehow or another we managed to work it out. We wasn't cutting off wrists and feet and reaching in, cutting out hearts.
That's right. Jesus.
Bringing guns to school, well, we got expelled for that. We wasn't stabbing people 100 times. 100 times. That was on him. It took the heart. Every function you don't need to be at. I guarantee you that young person woke up that morning and thought, well, what am I going to do tomorrow? Now, no pun intended, but he's heartless. He's doing nothing. Because it's gone. I don't like the sight of blood, so the minute they would have asked me to do that, I would have fainted. I'm gone. They would say, you know what, you ain't thugging up, no, bro, not with this blood. Nah. We gonna stop it right there. We can talk a lot of trash, but once you start taking our hearts, I'm out. That's serious. Every function you don't need to be at, young people. Am I making sense? Can I help you with one more thing? Listen.
Go ahead.
Let me help you with this. This was a freebie. Everybody, y'all gonna write this down. I'm gonna make it real slow for you. I'm gonna stay until you write it. Everybody does not need to know everything you are doing. Because everybody who finds out does not know you. Let me give you a biblical character who was wise enough to do something like that. So this dude, Mr. Livingston, he was about to die. This joker was just going to die. It's bad when God sends the prophet and he says, listen, tell Hezekiah, Hez, you're going to die. He told, well, look, watch this. He said, get your house in order. Get your affairs in order, but you're going to die. Now, Hez was sick. Check this out, Mr. Livingston. Check this out. You ain't going to believe it. It's written. It's in there. So, Hez, after Isaiah leaves, he turns his face to the wall. I'm just paraphrasing. Hez going to cry. That's what we all going to do. You tell me I'm going to die, I'm going to cry. I got a lot of friends. Oh, God, remember all the stuff I did for you. Oh, God, remember everything I did. Oh, God, I love your work. So he does this, right? Now, Isaiah is gone, right? God stops Isaiah. Tells Isaiah, go back, tell Hezekiah, I've seen his tears. Heard his cries? I'm going to give him 15 more years. Now, Hezekiah would have been better off dead. Let me tell you what Hez did. So Hez gets down with the enemies, the Syrians. Do you know that he invented MTV Cribs? Let everybody see everything in his house. Everybody knows his business. His enemies know his business. You know what he said? Well, it ain't going to happen in my lifetime. Can't make it up. It's written in there. You probably want to check it out. Isaiah 38. Check it out. Let me know what you think about it. It's a good script right there. Isaiah 38, right? Check it out. It's good. You be like, I can't believe still did this. We can't believe y'all tweet. Have stuff y'all tweet and post and everything else and pitch and throw and shoot and score. Whatever y'all do, You can't believe it. Everybody doesn't need to know everything. Everybody doesn't need to know where you are. How many of y'all tweeted and said we in church right now? Nobody said it. But go to Lulu's house for the party. We're at Lulu's house. Hey, we turn it up. Oh, watch out now. We chill with Lulu. All right now. Hey, we stepping up. We getting it up.
It's lit in Lulu's house.
Oh, it's lit. Okay, I'm going to leave it. It's lit up in here. You need to be here. Really? Now guess what? Now you done told them where you are. They had a beef with her. Now they coming over her house, and you caught up in the middle.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Eventually, I'm getting to these points. So, I just got kind of caught this. So again, everybody does not need to know everything about you. They don't need to know where you are. And they don't need to know what you're doing. One more, because you probably need to know this one too. I'm going to say that because I need that for the point. So watch this. I'm going to say that because that's going to be a good point to just kind of hang on it. Y'all write down, because you write down Miss Livingston is back. She ready. Miss Livingston, you ready? I'm talking to you because I can see you. I don't know why. You should have wore the red jacket. Watch this. People who are given dreams, you ready, are tested. They're tested. People are going to test you. Because the minute that you're given your dream, and the minute that you know your dream, and you know your purpose in life, your whole countenance changes. So whether you don't want to verbally tell them, they're going to find out anyway. Because you're different. And you know how you know you're different? Because they told you. They said to you, like, they went to walk up to you and said, oh, girl, you're different. What happened to you? You got your hair did. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about some of the language that people say. Not done. You got your hair did. Not done. Did. You got your hair did. What's so bad about it? You know they let me slide with that. I know, Miss Livingston, they do this. And then they say, oh, wow, I'm not picking on you again. I can just say, oh, they say, oh, you like your earring. No, they just want to know your business. And then you just get up there, type it on out. Now they know, oh, Miss Livingston gonna do this. Oh, I need to get on board with her because she moving on up. When her train move, I'm moving. Miss Livingston, your train got one car, the engine. You ain't pulling nobody. We good. Ain't no need on you pulling some damn weight. You ain't even getting paid for a preach, bro. You're already there. Most of the time, when that conductor's pulling the train, he getting paid for everything that's on that train. Guess what? You pulling damn weight. I carry you. Damn weight. Think about it. You know what? Let me throw this disclaimer in there. Jesus, take it. That does not mean you need to find out a way to get paid off of your friends. That does not mean. What I'm saying is some people are just not good for you. I had to throw that disclaimer in there because, these minds they get to working for. Let me see. I can get you to cut grass. I can get you to wash your dishes. Write a paper. Right. People who are given dreams are tested. Look at 37, verse 5. People who are given dreams are tested. Verse 5 says, and Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. Now, that doesn't carry weight by itself, unless I explain to you that even though his brothers hated him, they hated him before they knew the dream. Now, you're wondering, because there was a time when Joseph was getting ready to get sold out. And there was a time when Joseph was walking across the field and they saw him, because you remember his father made him that coat of many colors. People get mad about that kind of stuff, when you wear certain things. When Danny and I was in school, people got killed over starter jackets. It was a starter jacket. We don't care about starter anymore. But they got killed over, and please understand, your dream is not in what you're wearing. That's right. You don't have to look like the next person. That's right. You don't need every pair of J's. Thank you. You don't need the latest Under Armour or anything else you're wearing. Nike or Adidas, whoever you don't need KD. No, that's KD shoes. Right. You don't need every color of KDs, although they're nice shoes. Right? Now you did a good job on the shoes. Right? You don't need everything. I made you mad when I said that more. I'm sorry. I apologize. You just had us look like, seriously, you gonna talk about KDs right now? I gotta think like, so, You don't need that for you to, and a lot of times we do that to one up, or sometimes we just want to fit in with group. You don't have to fit in. You're your own individual.
That's right.
You will stand out anyway. Especially if you already realize your potential. Truth be told, you're trying to keep up with them. They're trying to keep up with you. You didn't know. They're trying to keep up with you. Because in all honesty, you possibly are the real trendsetter. So you're banking off of them, they're banking off of you. Never thought about that way, have you? I know, you're gonna write that down, I carry you. I know, write that down. Oh boy. So they hated him. Sister Pearl, they hated him before they knew his dream. Yep. Once he told them the dream, all that did was add salt to the wound. Now we got a whole nother reason to hate you. Now you're telling us we're going to bow down to you. That ain't going to happen. And that's the real reason that they threw him in the pit. Because they didn't want his dream to come true. Does that make sense? I need you to understand. This is why it's so important to keep your dream alive. In order to keep your dream alive, number one, you got to know. You write down. Now you really want to write down. I gave you everything to write down. Hope you let yourself in paper. You got to know your purpose. What are you living for? What are you living for? You got to know your purpose. What are you supposed to do in life? In Joseph's case, he was supposed to be a ruler. His brothers didn't like this. They didn't like that he discovered his purpose. He wasn't trying to be boastful. Maybe he was just excited when he told his brothers about his dream because he discovered his purpose. You know, for instance, when you learn something new about whatever game or gadget you use, you're excited about it. For instance, Q, let me ask you a question. So when you're playing, when you're beating on the table at home, if you do a run, like if you do like a roll, and it sounds real good to you, you get excited, don't you? Sometimes. And not. Well, come forward, because I can't hear you all the way up. You're long distance. They don't want me to move. You know. So, when you do like a run on the table, right? Aren't you excited? Oh, thank God. And you will continue not to bang on the table. So when you bang on, what, you just leave the drums? You got some drums in your house. This is not gonna have a good time. Okay, so when it's daytime and you have that 30-minute hour window to play in, and you do like an exciting run, aren't you excited? Did you tell somebody? You run out there and say, "Mommy, did you hear that?" You do. And then you go back in and you do it again, right? Because you want to perfect that thing, right? You want to get it right on point. Because right now, what you're doing is you're feeding into your purpose. You're discovering something about your purpose. Likewise, when we discover our purpose, we're excited about it. Just like he's excited, don't he? He's excited because he knows what his purpose is.
Right.
So it would behoove him to hang around positive drums. Positive people who can program drums. So there's some drummers that he probably will be better served not being around. Because right now he's very influential. He's still young. And so as he, Lord, this one's great. So as he continues to play drums and people would hear him, and as he continues to have videos posted about him playing, it will turn into a marketable skill. And he won't have to buy a drum set because they'll give it to him. And they will. And they will give him the cymbals, and they will give him the toms, and they will give him the snare, they will give him the foot pedal for free because they want him not only to be be the best, but now you're a representative.
Yeah.
It has its downside now. It has its downside. It's a small downside. It's real small, Tasha. It's real small. Have a seat till I call you back. I'll call you back in a few minutes. Have a seat. I'll come back in a minute. Okay, so it has a downside. Y'all watching? Y'all watching? Okay, so you can't see that foot over there. Yes, you can. If he's not signed with Pearl, he cannot play a Pearl drum set.
Right.
The people will come and they will sue you.
Yeah.
And they will renege because he broke contract.
Right.
We serve a God who does not renege. Get mad, pull back because we break contract. We serve a God who forgives us and gives us another opportunity to get it right. But in the business world, it does not necessarily operate like that. This is why we have to make sure that we find purpose for our lives, so that when we find purpose, people will do things to us in a positive way on purpose. And before, like when y'all used to watch Empire, remember when Empire first came on? Go to them, like giving the plug of the name. Remember when Empire first came on? You remember when Empire first came on? Now, I'm one of those people that I pay attention to the stuff in the background, but y'all kind of missed it. Maybe, I don't know. When they were playing the keyboards, they had this big old silver piece of tape up there.
They sure did. Yeah.
They didn't want you to see the name, because then they would have to pay that company to use their stuff. Likewise, when you are a representative because you have found your purpose,
That's good.
they are looking, this is, by the way, this is not a prosperity message, they are looking to sow into you. You think I'm off the topic. I didn't finish talking about Joseph's story. See, everywhere Joseph went, the leaders would sow into him because they saw that they were blessed. So they said, let's put you in charge. Why don't you be a representative? Why don't you run the household? Because they saw leadership qualities about him. It's amazing how all the people that he worked for, oh boy, when it came time to testify about his innocence, nobody came forward.
Wow.
That's because that's the second P. You got to know your purpose. You've got to go through the procedure. You have to go through the procedure. This is definitely a procedure. It's definitely a procedure. See, a process doesn't hurt. A procedure does. If you've ever had an operation, sometimes they have to put you to sleep, give you a little bit of anesthesia. If you beg the doctor to give you a double dose, I really don't want to feel none of this. Yeah, he said yeah. So, because you don't want to feel it. And if you did feel it, you would recognize how much it really hurts. The procedure is very important, and it comes after you have identified the purpose. I gotta really break that down. So, the procedure is used, Kiana, to put you in position. It is to remove those things that are not necessary that will hold you back when you're going to your purpose.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Even though I mentioned purpose first. Because there are two more steps. The procedure is absolutely necessary. It involves cutting away the things that would mess you up. The procedure consists of one, maybe two major events. They're huge. Sometimes they can be game changers. Now watch this. It is important that as you are going through the procedure, you do not lose focus of your purpose.
How about that?
Let me tell you why. I just told you it consists of one or two major events. These events are so colossal that they will make you not want to fulfill your purpose. That's how bad they are. Now you think, oh God, I don't do none of this. Oh, don't worry about it. 2 more steps. The procedure will happen, and it's going to make you uncomfortable for the moment. For that moment. The feelings, oh God. So glad you told me to write this down. Watch this, Keanu. The feelings that the procedure produces will cause you to become numb. Not to people, but to the things that would hurt you. Now you see why the procedure is necessary. You got to realize when you discover your purpose, you become a target.
That's right.
And so immediately everybody's trying to take you down. You like that person on the football field that's running with the football. Well, unless you play for the Giants, then it don't make a difference. But any other team, you're the target. I mean, unless you play for the Giants. And so, as you're the target, everybody from every direction is coming at you. And you need this procedure, Tosh, so that the things that hurt you before, you can wave off the tackle. You can push them off. You can stiff off. It makes you stronger. The procedure makes you stronger, but it hurts at the time. It hurts so bad until in the procedure process, you feel like this, God, you'd be better off taking it. I'd be better off if you take it. I don't want to go through this. I don't want to deal with this. Oh, as Eddie Long said, and I known it was going to be all this, I would have done it in the first place. That's funny. So watch this. Because you're wondering, what was he talking about? Well, let's watch. He was plotted against. He was stripped of his coat of many colors by his brothers. Now, his brothers were the one that plotted against him. They stripped him of his coat. Young people, your gift is not in what you wear. Your gift is in you. It's not in anything that's of a material value, but it can produce plenty of it. He is thrown into a pit. He is sold to foreigners, sold him in Egypt to Potiphar, all in an effort by his brothers to kill his dreams. This is the procedure. It puts you in position. Had his brothers never sold him out, he would have never been in Potiphar's house.
That's right.
You see why the procedure is necessary? So he was sold out by his brothers, introduced to strangers, and then introduced to royalty. And had to live amongst them. We're going to deal with that in a minute. That gets good. Keep your dreams alive. The procedure produces nothing but nothingness, but it puts you in position to move forward. Now, Marcy, now we get to the process. Because you would have thought the procedure and process would have run hand in hand. But I couldn't figure out another P word. So watch this. Procedure is a series of minor events. Process, see, not procedure. Process is a series of minor events that take place after the procedure. Remember, the procedure consisted of one or two major events. The process, minor events. There's it. Watch this. They include the cool down or the healing process from the procedure. This is the process, right? This part seems to take forever to get to because you're so busy trying to get out of the procedure that when you get the process, you're like, finally here, thank God. Well, where's Joseph's process? In Potiphar's house. Now, young people, I'm telling you all this stuff, I pray to God you write this stuff down. Do not get comfortable in the process. The process is an illusion. It's real, but it's not your realness. You see, Potiphar was just the captain, and if you get caught with the captain's mentality, you'll never be a ruler. Does that make sense? Yeah, Potiphar, Tasha, I bet you if he lived, I bet you Potiphar probably had a Bugatti. He probably had a Bugatti. I'm just saying, he was 2017. He probably had a Bugatti. He might have had a Range Rover. But he wasn't living like a sultan. You know what I'm saying? See, Sultan has all those cars, but then he has cameras for you to look at because you're bored. And so God allows you to get in the process to see, okay, this is this, and this is what I have for you, but you have to complete this part of the mission. All this comes from knowing your purpose. Watch this. If you are always finding favor with strangers, there's a strong possibility you are on the right path.
Yep.
You're finding favor They always say, you know what, you're just a great person. I don't know what it is about you, but you're just good. You're on the right path. Strong possibility. Now, if you're not finding favor everywhere you're going, then there's a strong possibility that you're on the wrong path. So, as Dean Cooper's minivan said, turn right and keep going straight. You want to be able to find favor. Not because you're looking for favor, but because you're trying to keep pleasing God. And you do that by keeping your dream alive. The process that you will endure is not the end of what God has for you. It's another step. Okay? It may feel or appear as though you have arrived, but you're just at the next level. You're not at the destination where God would have you to be. All right? I got to lay down some ground once again. That's what you see. Joseph is living in Potiphar's house. First thing Potiphar does, put him in charge of everything. I see that you're blessed, so I'm going to bless everything. You know, I'm going to let you be in charge. And Joseph could very well find himself, young people, blinded by this stuff. He's not really used to seeing this side. He's used to seeing his side, which wasn't wrong either. But now it's like, okay, I don't have my brothers to bicker with. I can do this. I'm all right. Yeah, it still hurts, but I'm numb to it right now because I just went through the procedure. Okay, now I'm in the process. It's a little bit better. This isn't it, though. So you need not become content. Learn what it is that you need to learn at this junction in life. Apply it and move on. In your case, the process is school. It's comfortable because you do your homework. The grades are your paycheck. You get 3 meals. You're not paying for them. Parents are still paying for them. You're doing what it is you do. They pay your cell phone bill. They buy your shoes. They buy your clothes. It's the process. What they're doing is they're preparing you. So what happens is sometimes they make it a little bit uncomfortable so that you want to leave. And truth be told, they want you to leave more than you want to leave. So they start to make it, Miss Livingston, a little bit uncomfortable. They start throwing hints like, so you grown now? Are you standing up to me now? Did you just get smart with me now? You know you can go live with your father. You know how many times I heard that? Before I knew, I thought my dad was like the baddest man on earth. He must be a horrible person. You don't know what it meant. He just got old. To say anything. I could already pay his way home here, man. Have somebody go. No, you gotta go. So my dad is funny. He at that age now, you know. Just say anything. You're like, I have to put a filter on you, man, because you just don't know. Oh, God, he's watching this. Sorry, man, I'm using you as a joke. So watch this. But yeah, Miss Livingston, I mean, not that you can relate to this, but you know people who can relate to this. They want to put you out. Potiphar put Joseph out.
Straight out.
Off of something that was said about Joseph that wasn't even true.
Yep.
Dreamers go through this type of stuff. People, when they know their dream, they get put out of places off of false reports.
Right.
Process has ups and downs. The process and its purpose is not killing you. The process is simply to produce something. What is it supposed to produce? Patience. Patience. Did Joseph know he was going to be dealing with God's people? That wasn't part of the vision. It was sheaves bowing. That was it. The sun and the moon. It had nothing to do with God's people. But Joseph had to learn how to love God's people. That's a lot of work to love God's people. I ain't talking about none of y'all here, because you know some people call themselves God's people. And I'm like, you sure you ain't God's throwing in the side? My point is this, you know, some people are a little harder to love. Now, Miss Livingston, how does that have to deal with you? Because I can see it. Well, when it gets uncomfortable and you're in the process, that means that what you're learning now, you're going to soon apply in your future. The process is a sowing ground. Now, Miss Livingston, hold on tight now. Hold on. I'm just talking to you. Ain't nobody else in this room but me and you.
Wow.
Guess what, Miss Livingston? Whatever you're sowing now, you're going to reap later. Okay? So let's sow good things. I'm not getting down on it. But, you know, my mom and dad said that to me years ago. And, you know, Trey made it. But that really, that is me. I mean, this boy be doing stuff to me. I'm like, I did that to my daddy. Yeah, you did that. I said, God, dog, man, why you do that? Oh, hey, why you do that, man, to me again? I mean, and then he thinks it's funny. Like, Miss Davis not be downstairs making a song, he come grab the mic. The mic ain't even on. And just start messing up the song. He's like, Daddy, did that sound good? Man, you sounded brilliant. There goes that song. I don't even know. Go. Quick, hit command say, quick. What you sow now, you will reap later. You know, so I'm not saying that you do this, but when you see little girlfriends from my school, they'll say, look, y'all not listening to your mama? You better listen. Because your kids might not listen to you. I'm just saying, probably not. They probably won't take it through. You know, so I'm just saying. I'm not saying you. I'm saying your friends. Just in case you know some people like that. Right, Akiri? Because you might know some kids like that, right? Yeah, I know you do. I know. During the process, Joseph experienced, because you want to know what Joseph experienced, finding favor in Potiphar's house. He also experienced being lied on and falsely accused. But then he went to jail. No trial, no judge, no court proceeding, no bail. He was just in jail. And watch this, and was promoted in prison. But it was a false promotion. Watch this, Miss Livingston. If it couldn't get any worse, he gets the opportunity to operate in purpose while he in jail. Now he got to interpret people's dreams. Now you would have thought that he could have become bitter. So I ain't interpreting your dream. My dream ain't even come true. He's working in the ministry that he's called into while he's hurt. So watch this. In the process of time, while he's interpreting dreams, somebody that forgot about him. Mm-hmm. Somebody who promised they wouldn't forget about it. You don't know people like that. It never happened to you. You know, somebody who promised you they was going to do something, they just did not come through. That never happened to you. But that happens to some of these people right here. That never happened to you. So somebody promised him, he said, look here, man, if you do this for me, Joseph, I will never forget you. That Joseph got back to Potiphar's house and forgot about Joseph. And the only reason he remembered Joseph is because all of a sudden, Potiphar had it. Not Potiphar, the Pharaoh had a dream. Meanwhile, Joseph's still locked up. So watch this. This leads us to promotion. That's your fourth P, because you need it. Promotion simply means elevation from where you are currently to where you are destined to be. He was remembered by that same chief butler that forgot about him. And Joseph is called by Pharaoh himself. Now, all this time, Ikarian, he kept a good name. He could have been bad, could have been angry. I mean, after all, he was innocent. He could have been very angry. He just kept doing the right thing. This is why, young people, when you know your purpose, keep your nose clean. Don't get into trouble. Don't get, listen, if the police are not the only people who give you a bad reputation, your school teachers who have to keep writing up these recommendations or de-recommendations, also known as the PS-74. Sure, I think I invented that thing. I promise you, Jalen. Told you, Jalen, that bad day. Woo, my mother's birthday. I decided to get suspended. And that was the first one. Oh, I was eating some humble pie. I said, man, I'm so sorry for disrespecting you. I ain't want to disrespect you. But I recognize, we in this time now. This was that time then. So I already knew what was going to happen. I was going to be in a lot of trouble. So I had to make up to this teacher just so he could take away the idea of this suspension because it was her birthday. This was about to get real bad. Because I thought it was funny. I was trying to be the class clown. So he said something. I dropped the F-bomb on him. We called it a day. He was like, get out. Yeah, I dropped a huge one. But this time I was innocent. But my reputation was so bad that he thought I was guilty. This time I was really innocent. I actually came to mind, went to class to do work. Unfortunately, It looked like it was me. I got in trouble, dropped the bomb, got kicked out of class. I'm walking down the hallway with the PS74. This ain't looking good. What's today's day? Her birthday tomorrow. This is not going to go over well. How am I going to get out of this one? I got to go back and apologize to this teacher. And it worked. How you doing? I'm fine. No, that wasn't you talking about me. So watch this. So, can't make this stuff up. So, you got to keep your nose clean.
Right.
Those PS74s, they stick. They show up in your record when you get ready to go to college or be considered for college or if you decide to go straight to a job. And they don't see it as PS74. They see it as insubordination. You don't want that. It makes it harder to get a job. Okay? So again, we're talking about promotion. Joseph gets promoted. So watch this. The promotion comes when you least expect it. It's not going to come on a calendar day. Joseph woke up that morning as a prisoner, not knowing that he would never return to that prison cell again. All he did was listen to the man's dream, interpret it, and tell the man to find somebody to run the show. He said, "You're going to run it." His promotion was part of his dream. Joseph never killed his dream. He kept his dream alive no matter what he went through. He kept his dream alive. There was a purpose, there was a procedure, there was a process that led to a promotion.
Thank you, God.
Keep your dream alive. Don't let anybody talk you out of your dream. Find a way to make it work, and make it, as long as it's legal, and make it work. And put a disclaimer. We're good?
Yep.
So you need to find out how Jesus died for this, right?
Ah.
Yeah, Jesus had to dream too. He had to dream. That all would come to repentance.
Yep.
And that none will perish. And that all would accept him as Jesus Christ, Lord of their lives. That was his dream. His purpose was to bring God's people back to God. Because the sacrificial lamb wasn't necessarily going to do it. He needed real blood from a real person that was going to be shed to cover me and you. Just so we can come back to God the Father. Because when we messed up in the Garden of Eden, we lost the holiness that we were supposed to possess. So Jesus comes and said, God, I'll be the holiness that they need me to be. I'll be the way that they need me to be. I will go through the procedure. God is hurting. Father is hurting because they're beating me on one of these. He went through the process. Well, what was the process? Well, he had to go down to death, go down to hell and take the keys from hell and the sting out of death so that it wouldn't hurt anymore, just to be able to come back and show Thomas the nail scars in his hand. Just to be able to show us that we can come back to God the Father. He kept his dream alive. Like I see you, keep your dream alive. God is good. You did a good job of hiding because I should have picked on you. His sister caught all of the cake cooks. Everybody looks familiar. Everybody looks familiar. Faces look familiar. I know most of you by name. I see the general back there, General Terry.
Oh, Lord.
But when it comes down to it, now General, how you doing? Can't get them. 4 stars. 4 stars. 4 stars. I like them better than average. Average don't do that. Generals do all the work. So watch this. Sorry, average in your charge now. Craig's a bad joke right now. You may not know Jesus Christ in the pardon of your sins. You may not know him as Lord and Savior of your life. You may not know him to be the one who was actually there to put all the ideas that ever crossed your mind to bring him glory. You may not know him to be that person. If you don't know Jesus Christ in the pardon of your sins, if you don't know him as Lord and Savior, if you don't know him as a true friend, I'll tell you who he is. He's that person that you talk to, that you don't even know you're talking to when you're going through some stuff. He's that person. When nobody else understands, he's that person, saved or not, that you're talking to. You say, God, I don't. Then you call him out. God, I don't know why I'm going through all this. He's that one. If you don't know Jesus Christ in the pardon of your sins, if you don't know him as the Lord of your life, we invite you to come. The biggest decision you'll ever make. He's the one that puts all of the puzzle pieces together. And not only does he put the puzzle pieces together with the blood that he shed, that's what holds the puzzle pieces together. Without him, we can do nothing. So if you don't know Jesus Christ, the part that says, be right to come. Second part of this invitation will be, if you don't know him, or you don't have a church home, you still not know him. We're trying to get everybody saved. You know, things happen. If you don't have a church home where you can study God's word, learn about God's word, take a Saturday class with Sister Cooper. If you don't have a place where you can study God's word and learn about God's word, we invite you to this branch of God. It's good ground. In some places, people it look like a good ground. Got a whole lot of people there. People bring all in. It might not necessarily be good ground. It's a good ground, I tell you. So if you don't have a church home and you can study God's word and learn about God's word, we invite you to come. But right now it is 12-something. And if Jesus were to return, and he has all the authority and all the right to return at any second. But this is all about him. If he will return right now, what's the final resting place? And that's not something that I want you to learn out loud. But it's not heaven. We're not here to judge, because we can't judge. If it's not heaven, I invite you to come. If it is heaven, you can have your seats. You need some volume. It's the black one and the silver. Watch this. Uh-oh. I know. Quit. Put that to the right. Just hit that volume up there at the top. Yep. So, good to see Pastor with a hearty amen. God bless you.